we just sort of wanted to start sharing our work with people. So thank you all for coming. So our first piece is called Soul, and it's by Jalloh. The beauty of love sometimes leaves us chasing the truth of pain. Inspired by his poetry collection Tangerine, Soul picks up on the missing pieces left behind in the aftermath of unrequited love. Content warning, references to guns. Thank you.
There I was, just standing there. And there he was, holding me until my train took me home. And that was it. He used to call me his little soul at night, because I used to keep him company when he had his spiraling thoughts, and so I did. I didn't mind. Well, I never got my fair share back until we had our moments of lust, and that was it. That was that for us. Lust. Out in public equals lust. Toilets, lust. Parents' house, lust, and so on. Maybe I'm too passionate for him. Or maybe he just loves me too much that he can't keep his eyes off of me. Sometimes he loves me too much that I don't even know who I am. The waves of lust is all he desires, but reaching out for help is a desire of boredom in his eyes. I wonder what it would be like to be met with only meaningful touches and a glimpse of unconditional oceans. I may have a love that strikes people's attention, but there I lay, wandering hopeless avenue, craving detailed picture of warmth and protection. I surrender. The sparks in his heart drop further every time I open the door to a new chapter we belong to. Yet he never brings a smile to my heart, only for the time being. You know, I get those dreams, those recurring dreams where I never escape the trap he set me in. Would I even call it a trap? Or is it misfortune? I sacrificed someone like you, sharing the moments I let you in. And in those moments of hard truth, you pulled the trigger again and opened a wound of unsolved decisions. I let you taste fresh air and fall around the sun with imaginary daisies. A fresh smooch on my neck, scattered rashes all over my head until I realized my soul was never too strong for you. Bleeding chains and hurtling heartbeats. I stole your special prize until you pulled the trigger again and tossed me across the ground. Your bleeding love was the symptoms of my escape, fighting and crying day and night until you pulled another trigger. He used to call me his little soul at night, even though his eyes never shone bright. I used to keep him company, only because I didn't want another trigger breathing into me softly.
So next up we have Shrapnel by Bucukoglu. Shrapnel is about 4 ordinary school students who are thrust into danger when an active shooter enters the school building. Content warning for graphic depictions of violence and noises at a volume that some may find triggering. I'm in the bathroom, baking, during double chemistry. I told Miss McBrim that my stomach hurt.
I'm in a history lesson, learning about the famine, which is ironic because it's starving. I didn't eat any lunch, there was no money in my account.
Mr. Gibbs tells me to go to the photocopier room to grab some extra copies of Brahms Violin Concerto in D major. So I'm walking through the science book.
I'm in Miss Toner's office. I'm head girl, so she calls me in once a month to plan out the prefect rota. I put myself on canteen duty and instantly regret it.
I slide each page into the corner of the photocopier. Then I check my phone. Mum sent me 3 angry messages at the state of my room.
My vape dies. I should probably head back. It's been about 10 minutes. I'm surprised the cleaners haven't sniffed me in my pineapple ice out yet.
In 1841, Ireland had a population of roughly 8 million. Half the population, 4 million, relied on potatoes as their main food source. The little fish and milk is their only other food source.
She says I've impressed her lately, but the picture of me smoking on the school shitpost account 3 days ago was very disappointing.
It's so stuffy in here. Everyone doesn't want to die.
Do you want me to?
No, well, I thought this is one.
No, definitely.
My hand has never grabbed my mouth so quickly. I knew in this moment any noise I made could be the reason I died.
Everyone's looking at each other.
I slam shut the door of the tiny photocopier room. The door with no lock.
She tells me it's probably not, but she's still scared and neither of us know what to do.
I'm gonna call Mum. What if it's not?
My entire body is tense. I need to get my feet off this floor. There's nobody else in here.
I'm in a mobile classroom outside. There's no windows to close. So everyone's just holding each other's hands. I tell myself, it's okay if you die. Everyone loves you and you tried your hardest.
She locks the door and is on the phone to 999. I'm huddled in the corner. Selfishly, all I want is a hug.
I've called Mum 4 times and Dad twice. I would call again, but I'm not entirely sure what to say. It's been 4 minutes.
I can hear screaming outside the bathroom, and next door there's a year 8 class, and I can hear them screaming too, but I'm not really sure why.
I list off every achievement that's ever meant something to me. Concert trophies and birthdays. Remember that time you went a whole week without lunch because you knew that Dad couldn't afford to put any money in your account? Remember every time that you were good.
I think help is coming, but she still looks scared and neither of us had said anything in a while. Silence is the better option.
The photocopier makes a noise that would make a deaf person. It's shifting the ink cartridges. I can feel the sweat pouring from my forehead and fingers. And this is when I started crying.
In year 10, you reported those girls who were bullying your friend even though you were really scared. And you always take your little sister to the shops after school even though you really don't want to. You're a good person and your life was worth it.
I think I'm going to die.
The last gunshot loosens my bladder and I wet myself all over the photocopier room.
My principal is shaking in front of me.
I want to be with someone. I'm all alone. I don't want to die alone.
There were footsteps outside the door. The door with no lock. I feel my organs seize up. I could explode or combust or I don't know. The door could be the only thing in front of the gunman, and I think my heart's about to climb its way out my stomach through my ribcage.
There are police cars outside reception.
A noise that sounds like safety.
They let me outside. I think I'm the first person to step foot out of the building. I fall to the floor and let myself heave.
I will sit here forever if I have to. Someone will save me.
There's a police lady stood in the doorway. She's standing in my puddle of piss. Feels like I'm staring at God. She puts her finger to her mouth in a silent suggestion and I mimic her. She takes my hand and leads me to the nearest exit. Now I'm running through the science block.
I'm outside. I'm safe.
I'm running to a group of people. I'm safe.
I sit for what feels like maybe another 25 minutes. There's no more noise outside, but I'd be a fool to step out. And then suddenly, all clear. My knees buckle and I clench my throat and I run into the officer's arms. I am safe. It's called Don't Call Me Blondie. Ari has found herself on a series of dates with the same person a few months after breaking up with her toxic ex-girlfriend. She finds herself trying to explain why she has certain boundaries now, specifically why you shouldn't call her Blondie. Content warning for descriptions of infidelity, emotional abuse and toxic relationships.
Don't call me baby, or angel, or sweetheart, or darling, and definitely don't call me Blondie. Right, well, I can't open with that, can I? They'll shit themselves. Okay, I'm just gonna be blunt. If we're gonna go through with any of this, I do not want us to be one of those couples that gives each other pet names. You know, some of those names that some people would cut up their lips to be called. It's just so unnatural to me now. Heavy-handed. She used to call me Blondie. She'd call me baby too, and occasionally other names, but every single day for a year I woke up to, good morning, Blondie. When we argued, I was sedated with hugs and her saying, don't worry, you're still my Blondie, while stroking my hand, soothing me as I sobbed into her chest. I thought was going to make it all go away. Embarrassingly enough, it did. She could literally say anything, do anything, and it would all be fixed because it was a reminder that I was still hers. Her sweetheart, her darling, her Blondie. I haven't cried about it for ages. I'm not heartless, it's just I cried so much throughout that entire relationship, it all evens out, you know, paid off that debt. God, we bigger constantly. About what? I barely remember. It was so push-pull, push-pull. She'd hurt me, blamed me for being hurt, unwillingly patched me up, and I would forgive her wholeheartedly every single time. It was awful. And weirdly brilliant at the same time. Sometimes when we were together, the world would just stand still. It was perfect. And then the cycle would repeat. Sis was vulnerable once more. She got comfortable, I suppose. She threatened to take breaks from us, which would absolutely devastate me. And when she wouldn't implement any space, I'll cling on to her for all that I was worth. And she left off the attention. Took complete advantage of my cleanliness, I suppose. God, I was so desperate for her to love me in the way that I loved her. Sometimes she would make comments about how I was never going to find anyone as good as her. Yeah, she had a nice car, nice job, nice family. She was easy in that way, in a way that I'm not. I don't drive, I work in retail, and my family isn't easy. We're undeniably dysfunctional. I wasn't coddled in the way that she was. I've been told I should be grateful for that I've seen how the world really works. But you can't deny it would have been a lot easier growing up in a household like hers. After she got comfortable, she got slovenly. She would make comments like if my friends would like it if she dressed like their exes. Whenever she would make comments like that, I'd just sort of sit silently. And then I would repress it. That sums up pretty much half of our time together. Oh, there was also the time when she asked if we should be in an open relationship. We were on my family holiday when she boldly announced she wanted to fuck people she hadn't even met. If I would be okay with that. I said no, obviously. Even when we moved on from it, that was a feeling I couldn't shake. Her casual, blatant disregard to my well-being as she boldly announced that she wanted to fuck people she hadn't even met. I especially couldn't shake that feeling when she started receiving text messages from a guy she used to do bits with. That night, a Wednesday evening, he texted. Who knew a Wednesday evening could be that good? Her response was, you know me, full of surprises. When I confronted her about it, he said, he's weird, Ari, don't worry about it, chill out. I knew that was bullshit. I knew that was bullshit, but I couldn't just leave. I had sacrificed so much to be with her. I changed my life completely around for her, and I felt like nothing but a busy inconvenience in her schedule. I left maybe a couple of weeks after that. She was starting a new job and I was off to uni. I tried to make time for her, but she just kept turning me down. On the days leading up to me leaving, she couldn't have been any less interested in my life. Whenever I would mention uni, all she would say was, don't run off with some dyke in a rock band. On the day off, I heard from her once, in the morning, before she went off to a football match. No warm words of love or excitement about how I was about to start this new chapter of my life with her decidedly in it. When she finally got back to me, 7 hours later, she was angry at me because I didn't respond within 30 minutes. You're out meeting all these new people, you don't have time for me, she said. And that night she decided to stay at a friend's house. A friend I was already suspicious about. Let's just say I'm fat as such, I knew what they were doing. So when I was out meeting all these new people, I couldn't help but confide into absolute strangers. I think I need to be my girlfriend, I said. And so I did. 2 days later, I outlined all my reasons. God, I cried a lot that week. I mean, not just because of her, there was a lot of shit going on all at once, and it was a lot. And I was proud of myself. I was really proud of myself, and I still am, but I don't know. I started to miss the good times. Those quiet moments where she and my subconsciousness allowed me to feel completely at ease as I laid in her arms. God, thought I was done being emotional about this. Anyway, I've tried dating apps. They're just not for me. They're so artificial, so structured, so... Ugh. It just feels like you're casting the next person to be your next love interest. Not someone to actually care for, just the next good-looking person you can say I love you to. And I don't want to get myself into another situation where I feel like I can't get out of it. Not again. And then I met you. No offense, but I have no idea what to do with you. You know, these last couple of days have been so lovely. And you're so easy to talk to, and God, I think you're actually normal. And I think I like you. No, I do. I do like you, and just... maybe I just want to see where this goes. Just go with the flow. Just future references. Just don't go any further. Please do not call me Blondie. God. Oh. I can't actually say any of that to them, can I?
Next up, we have Under Big Rich by Sam Blake and Coby Lambert. Two downtrodden young men, Tess and Tickle, who grapple with the role and subsequently each other. They are the bollocks.
Itch me. No. Go on. Just a quick itch.
I've been itching you all week.
Come on. Just one more itch. That'll be the last one, I promise.
You know what? Fine. Yeah, I'll itch you. I'll itch you nice and good. Yeah? Yeah. Fuck off.
Do we have time for a brew?
If you're making it.
Oh, why do you have to be so anal?
Me and the arsehole are quite close.
Look at me. For I'm the arbiter of spunk, and you must bow down to my every request. You must be at the end of my bell when it rings. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to be at the end of your bell, or anyone else's bell's end. You know, you really rubbed me the wrong way.
Maybe another itch.
Fuck off. You're just like Big Rich.
And why is that a bad thing?
You want to be like Big Rich.
Well, the guy's successful, wealthy. I don't know. We could learn a thing or two from him.
The guy's a massive cock.
You don't say.
He overcharges our rent, the price gouging trouser snake. Every single frustration we have is puppeted by, you guessed it, that below average rich knob.
Yeah, but well.
Yeah, well, you're betraying yourself by looking up to that parasite and you know it. Looking at you like, oh, worshipping him in a flat you can't afford as he treads on you in his Laura Piana loafers.
If he's doing well, we eventually will too. It'll trickle down.
Trickle down. Yeah, cheers, Reagan. Thanks, mate. But if you haven't noticed already, the only thing trickling down from him to us is bucket loads of hot, steamy yellow piss.
They're more like dribbles, steamy dribbles, really.
And that doesn't bother you.
No, of course it bothers me. No, it enrages me, actually. You know, it gets in my eyes and my mouth, and I don't like piss in my mouth, I don't. But what are we to do?
Yes! Exactly! What are we going to do? That's the question we should be asking. What are we going to do about it?
Well, what do you want to do?
We could revolt.
Oh yes, great idea, because who cares if we're evicted, you know? Let's smear pig shit on the walls or get an exotic pet. I'm thinking a king cobra or a tiger, or we could start Breaking Bad, you know, I could be the Walter White, you could be the other one.
Solidarity!
You know, I haven't even seen Breaking Bad, but I think these references
Solidarity!
are what?
We need to unionise, form an alliance. Everybody in this flat that wants to live a burden-free life without Big Rich busting our balls. Yeah, absolutely. We'll recruit the Ariella brothers. They'll be well on board.
Ooh, Oh, I do like the Areola brothers. And then maybe Mr. Brain.
Sure, great idea.
Okay, how about the anus?
No, that guy stinks.
Yeah. What about the mouth?
No, that guy sucks.
What?
We're not twats. Oh shit, it's Rich!
Oh shit, he's come early!
Oh fuck, what are we gonna do?
Okay, no time to waste, I propose a torsion!
A torsion? I've asked the testicles!
Yes, the testicular torsion, yes!
We'll twist ourselves around, cutting off the blood supply to Rich, won't that hurt?
Maybe, I don't know, but I do know right now this is the only thing we can do to defeat Big Rich and give power back to the tenants!
Okay. Let's fucking do this.
Let's fucking do this!
Afternoon, you two.
Afternoon, Rich!
Noon.
Allow me to make you a cuppa.
Oh, we actually don't have any tea bags left.
Don't worry about any of that. I'm just here for a routine inspection.
Routine? The routine's every Thursday. It's Tuesday.
I know. I just couldn't pass up an opportunity to see my favourite tenants. So, what is that?
The chip on the wall?
That's been there since we moved here.
Yes, I don't remember it.
Oh, well, we've lived here for over a year now. Trust me, sir, we would know.
Sorry, are you questioning my hegemonic and profoundly impressive intelligence?
No, Mr. Rich, sir.
Okay. I'm going to have to raise your rent.
What? Why?
To afford repairs. Why else?
Well, you can't do that.
Actually I can, according to this new and lovely fancy policy.
A policy deregulated terminates.
Yeah, sorry. You wouldn't understand.
No, but I do.
Well, hold on, this is completely...
Solidarity!
Talk!
Talk!
He's going down! He's going down! He's down! He's down! Is he dead?
I hope so.
I'll give him a quick tug. See if he's breathing.
Oh, look at him. Even when he's unconscious, he thinks he's so hard.
Oh, what are we gonna do?
Honestly, I think we gotta grow some balls.
We might have room for a cyst. I'm not sure whether we could have another.
No, figuratively. Let's grow some figurative balls. Let's throw him off the balcony.
And murder him and get bollocked by the authorities. No. I've got a whole life ahead of me. I'm barely below the femur. I have plans of dropping to the knees and living like a pensioner king.
Coming up with any good ideas, Pendula King?
I'm thinking we could hold him ransom until he agrees to stop raising rent.
Yeah, sure, great idea. What if he doesn't?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You are brilliant.
What? I don't know.
You are such a wet tit!
A wet tit! The Areola brothers would be so disappointed to hear you say that!
Oh, I didn't mean it as a slur.
You wonder why no one in this complex likes you, yet you're always causing some kind of ruckus, some kind of disagreement, and you know what? You demand change, but we are doing
Me? I'm trying to make a change here. It's not fair that Big Rich profits from what should be a guarantee. Yeah, we're surviving. We are surviving. Others are suffering under Big Rich. I mean, look at the feet. We had to sell that toenail to survive another week. There's more we can do.
There is nothing more that your ugly pubes can do.
My ugly pubes. There are ugly pubes, you sack of spunk.
Well, the birthmark on your side makes us look unlovable.
You're undershaved.
Oh, you're oversized.
Oh, joke. No idea of growth.
Oh, come on, you've been like that since puberty. Get off the NHS website.
Well, you know what? I prefer the groin.
Thanks, babe.
Wow. That felt like a kick in the nuts.
It's true.
You don't mean that.
I do. I don't think we should live together anymore.
Is that what you really want?
I think so, yeah.
Sorry, lad. I think I must have dozed off a bit there. I didn't dribble on you either of you two. Anyway, rent is due on the 18th. I'm off. I've got a hot date with the right hand.
Another wrench. This will be the last one, I promise.
Next up, we have Life is Absurd But Love is Good by Pshenychna. It is a piece that explores themes of love and hope and the realities of life in Ukraine today. It's not all that dark and gloomy, or is it? Context warning, the context is the ongoing attack in Ukraine.
It's foggy and gloomy outside. The Black Sea, cold and hopeless after a long and disappointing winter, covers the sleeping city of Odessa with a mystical fog of despair. It's just something that I do. A house on the shore. The fresh air from Ukrainian fields seeps into the room. Dennis and Clara, a young couple, around 30, sit at the tangent sides of a very small dining table. They drink coffee from very small coffee cups.
I think I'll buy more candles.
Black Sea. Changed my mind. I'm not gonna leave him.
Again? Be honest, Clara.
I'm honest. I wouldn't go and buy myself candles at 5:30 in the morning. I wouldn't do it for myself, and I wouldn't do it for him either. Not when there's a blackout in the entire district, but he does. He goes, he buys. That I love.
I thought you were gonna leave the magical violin behind.
That was stupid. I can't change my entire life to some lyrics of a random song.
How did it go? Oh, I fell in love bewitched by the music, but its sounds were lost here among the trees.
I hate that song.
You're not being honest, Clara.
No. You're right. I'm not gonna leave him because we talk. We talk and talk.
You talk.
We do. And I love that. Always.
Maxie,
I have to ask you something.
I'm here for anyone, mate. I'll drown your hopes and sorrows. What is it that you want to ask?
If I brought you candles, would you stay with me?
Dennis, no. I wouldn't.
But what else should I do? Do you know another way to keep sanity in blackouts?
Yeah, I know another way. It's simple. You exist in darkness. Let the waves of hopelessness bathe you. It's actually quite nice when you stop resisting.
There's always been something about candles. Even my mum with all her it's good wherever we're not. Good things happen, but not to us. Even she always liked to light up candles to make things better. When I was little, we used to play in shadows. It was only when I was older that I realised we used candles because we couldn't afford to pay the bills. They don't call them the dark 90s for nothing. But to me it was a game. Something mystical and vulnerable that brought us tight together.
Pathetic pile of bullshit. The only thing a candle can hold together is a candlestick and melted wax. If you give me a candle, you won't find its flame in a split second. A candle changes nothing.
But what if it does?
What do you expect me to say? All of you come in here talking whatever you want to talk about. Oh, Black Sea, take my sorrows away. Just stop and listen to me once. Candle will fix nothing, admit it, and grow up.
Maybe you're right. Maybe candles are good for nothing.
Thank you. And she'll
be leaving.
It's for the best, believe me. When you have nothing to hold on to, you have nothing to lose. And it feels safe. Don't thank me.
You wore my coat.
Oh! Did I? It was dark. Reeks of cigarettes. Even more than mine.
I'm not leaving.
More. More.
Sweetie.
friendly to the world is what got us in this mess. We're not in high school. We don't need friends. EU wants people to start prepping emergency survival kits. Stocking up on 3 days worth of essentials.
For just £180, you can go on an 11-night holiday to Greece, which includes your return flights, hotel stay, or...
Here in the London, I think.
Okay.
No nicotine. Now the White House.
Zelensky, a dictator.
Have you ever heard about Lesa Ukrainka? She is a renowned Ukrainian writer, poetess, and playwright who lived from 1871 to 1913. But she was also a fighter, continuing to create masterpieces in the Ukrainian language, despite Russia's ban and publishing them abroad. Lesa was a visionary and a voice for her people. In her works, she addressed issues like poverty and Russia's oppression, advocating for social reforms and celebrating Ukrainian heritage simultaneously.
Lexi, what am I doing?
Exactly. What are you doing, Clara?
Not watching the same downloaded TikToks. I'm writing. Today is a special day. I started my morning with greeting the Black Sea, and now I'm trying something new. I'm writing my book in the morning, like I always wanted to.
Like you always wanted to.
Well, I'm not saying that what I always wanted is to start writing when I listened to explosions all night, or when it's too late to go to sleep and too early to get up, but...
Right.
Anyway. Title.
Ukrainian culture?
Ukrainian culture. Or is there even one? Ah, kidding. Of course there is. What am I teaching for then? Be honest, Clara. Ukrainian culture. Chapter 3. Heartbreaking fact. One's culture can be denied. Good start.
Dreadful start.
There is this one heartbreaking fact. One's culture can be denied. From my teaching experience, well, no, who cares about that? Denying of one's culture comes from people who are taught so. They were taught so, so they believe so. We believe in what we like. And children don't like school. Therefore, Russian children shouldn't believe what they are taught about non-existing Ukrainian culture. What? That doesn't sound right. Children don't like school. And here, they don't like Ukrainian literature as a subject at school. Therefore, they don't like Ukrainian literature. Therefore, they don't like Ukrainian literature teachers. Ha! They don't like me. It all comes together. Here it is. Heartbreaking fact. Children don't like me. Chapter 3 done. Oh, it's exhausting.
Lexi, I have to ask you something. If I brought you candles, would you stay with me?
Oh, can't Joe, you just finally break up? Honestly, I don't know what you're hoping for.
Wrong answer. That's not her answer.
Lexi, why does no one like a 30-year-old literature teacher? What was I thinking?
You know what you were thinking, Clara. You imagined a 60-year-old literature teacher, a wise and respected woman who knows annoyingly a lot about Ukrainian culture and does not shut up about it.
That's true. Perfect. I'm essentially halfway there already.
And halfway not there.
It's a work in progress, which is why I'm reading.
She's not leaving. She's not leaving me. She's not leaving me at all.
Is that so? And you believe that? You know what Clara is doing right now? Crying out loud that no one likes her. Honestly, the two of you just need to chill out. I hope she leaves. Well, I don't mean I hope. I hope for...
Nothing. I know.
No, not nothing. I don't hope for nothing. I was about to say I hope for you to finally break up. If I could just be silent for once, if one time when you or anyone else as delusional as you come talking to me, and I could just... But no, I answer. It hurts to see you falling for the same romantic shit, you know? If even the war and possibility of losing someone can't teach you anything, there is nothing I can do.
Maxie, did I ever tell you the story of the candle? In times when war had already begun, and people had already lived through those wars, in a time when no one knew what would triumph, the good or the evil, the evil or the good. In a time when people would talk about war and people stopped talking, and then they said, oh, it's outdated, it's cliche, and why will we talk about something we can't change? And in those times a couple lived, and all she wanted was to live in peace. It was so obvious. I mean, who wants to live in war? She never mentioned it or hinted it, but it was so obvious. To him at least. He could never be at peace. Not until all ongoing wars had been declared over. He could escape with her, of course. But realistically, could he live with the guilt that would be awaiting him in that far and distant land? Realistically, no. No, he couldn't. Realistically, he couldn't even live with the guilt of sitting in the orchestra, knowing that he was owing to those dying at this moment. And this moment. This moment. He wasn't dealing with his feelings well at all, and who knows where he would be if it wasn't for the candle. The one thing for certain that he knew that she needed. She'd never get it for herself. She'd never. Not in a place as dark as this. Not in a time as dark as this. And do you know, Black Sea, what he needs? A few candles, something to hold them, and a little darkness. Darkness is important. Just so you know, Black Sea, it's an important part of this story. Otherwise, candles lose all their magic. Just so you know.
I know.
Be more
Can you be honest?
I think we should empty this bottle so we can put a candle in it. Right? You know what I mean?
Wine.
Yeah.
And this time, are we sure? Are we sure? Who starts today?
Well, you started one conversation today saying you were leaving. So I guess it's my turn.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I know, candles.
You don't know.
What is it then?
What music are we playing whilst we're talking?
There was this one song we played last night at the opera. Heartbreaking.
Oh no. Enough heartbreaks for one
A
night.
magical violin.
With a singer?
No, it's more of an arrangement. Just the orchestra. Heartbreaking. Belle-Ann sounds Christmassy.
Yeah, well I don't have anything better downloaded. And we need something to lighten up this morning. Yes, I know. Thank you. Do you want a cigarette?
Yes.
You suit the very early morning time well, you know. They are like, coffee cigarettes.
Shame we finished our coffee.
Ah, but we're drinking wine from coffee cups.
Almost the same.
No, not almost the same. But this is the wine which smells and tastes like coffee, so I think our tired, sleepy brains will be easily tricked into it. So, we're actually drinking coffee and smoking morning cigarettes.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And they go in the red packs.
Yeah, that's why I buy them. Why?
That's why I buy them too. Don't buy red candles though.
Never will. Do you really want to watch red wax dripping?
Yes, it's astonishing. Next blackout, let's buy red candles.
It looks like blood.
No, but imagine, okay. You buy red candles, yes, red drops, you see it. Then, when you go to the opera house and you play this heartbreaking piece, yes, I know it's a magical violin, I know it very well. You play this heartbreaking piece and you think about the red drops. But it's not real, it's not dramatic for real, because it's not like these are blood drops, and you know it. Your sensitive little head knows it, but it's still tragic. Tragic enough to make music heartbreaking. Huh?
It's mockery.
It's art. It reminds me of that myth I was teaching the other day to the 5th grade. It wasn't on the spec, but they could not stand to hear again about Dashbok, the god of sun. So I went searching in anthologies and we read this myth about a young, handsome boy who was a cunning snake, Smee. And he sucked the blood from women and young girls. The blood was dripping from his mouth. Oh, they loved it.
You should write in your book.
You should look at red candles.
You're joking, right?
I'm trying to help, Dennis. You need to start accepting that they are drops and they are red.
If I wanted to play something heartbreaking, I would just listen.
What do you listen to?
I listen to the sea. I listen to some music. They're just there all around me. I listen to you. Listening. Magical violin.
Talking. I'm staying because we talk. And maybe I would have written that book by now if there wasn't a counterpoint to every point. If I didn't have to prove with every sentence that our culture is a culture.
Yeah.
And maybe Look, at the end of the day, that's all we're talking about. All those issues.
Today we literally only talked about the problem of cultural inferiority and the lack of realization as a nation that it's a generational trauma. We talked about pacifism and that it doesn't work and that there should be something better, a better alternative.
You have to be a philosopher, Denny.
Would you want to live with a philosopher?
I want to talk to a free-spirited human being.
Then I will be a philosopher for you.
You know what's funny? We have no idea what to do with everything we talk about. Like all those nights that we spend talking. Seriously. What do we do?
We talk, darling. We talk. Maybe it's not enough, is it?
Next time I'll think of a better reason to stay. Good morning.
I just want to talk about what's going to happen after the interval. So we're going to break for about 15 minutes and then we have Holly Robson's How to Kill a Man. But before that, we have I Wish I Was a Plumber by Grace Lilly. The panel sits in the audition room, probably thinking about crisps, potentially about setting their hinge preference to 18 to 22. Content warning, extreme strobe lighting and reference to sexual assault. Thank you.
Yeah, come on.
Sorry.
Come on. Yeah, hurry up. We don't have all day. And that last one was. Yeah, come on. Oi, and the projector, guys, come on. Come on. Like everyone's ready for their pint. Are you ready for your pint? Yeah. So can we just? And give me the. There's no water in them. Cheers. I'm checking. Right, next.
Further back. Next move then. Yep, further.
Okay, that's like way too far.
Hey, come closer.
Okay, that's like way too far.
Oh, read our minds, eh?
Yeah. Why were you not born in 2001?
Yeah, chop up your head and juggle with it.
Can you just start? Can you just start?
Yeah, before Christmas.
Oh.
Stop.
Yeah. Kill me.
How fast is your metabolism?
Yeah, you definitely had toast for breakfast. Stop that.
Yeah.
Do you come from a broken home?
Yep, good one. How often do you have sex?
And have you ever thought about killing yourself?
Yep. Do you have a bath to log in? Maybe your mum, your dad? Does anyone you know?
What can you do? Do you feel? Can you breathe? Face like it's poison. Yes, yes, but you want it. Wait, look, can't breathe. Yeah, poison, and you're at a cafe. And you're at a cafe. Yeah, then you're also a tiger. Go on, tiger. Go on. Get rid of him. Yeah, I just don't think you're ready.
Yeah, maybe in a couple of lifetimes.
You're very like Lord of the Rings.
You benefit from eating blood.
Can you try making Pluto a planet again?
Try doing it until you bleed.
Yeah, and you need to watch someone you love die.
Yeah, you should try sleeping with a producer.
Yeah, no. Fuck off.
movements, there have perhaps never been more reasons not to pursue a career as a performer. Most who do never really make it big. Yet, British drama schools are extremely competitive. They're the place where many students' dreams of becoming actors on stage and on screens big and small begin to become a reality. But Sky News has had from over 50 students who allege experiences of misconduct and harassment.
There's a part of me that
mean artistic credibility, fame, and awards.
I always wanted to be an actress. There's a lot of people who are 26 and they're in their office job and they're really not enjoying it and they're very depressed. I want to try at my dream, and an avenue that I could access that through was by going to drama school. So
there's people who wield a lot of power to be able to make or break people's careers, and that is completely facilitated, if not celebrated, by an industry in terms of these huge directors and producers and their actors who are otherwise completely broke, desperate for getting that first job.
For me, there was actually no other option. It was always going to be, I couldn't do anything else. That is what I was going to do, and I came from a very small town.
I think it's the environment and the situation which facilitates it that allows these things to fall through the gaps and people end up losing.
Someone to clean this up, please.